Going live. Okay. So, today, I was waiting for the timer to pop up. Today I will be reading from Numbers, chapters 10 through 13. And so, I don't really have much to say. So, let's get started. Two Silver Trumpets. The Lord spoke to Moses. Make 2 trumpets of hammered silver and to summon the community and have the camp set out. When they both are surrounded in one blast, the entire community is to gather before you at the entrance of the tent meeting. However, if one is sounded, only the leaders, the heads of Israel clans, are to gather before you. When you sound short blast, the camps pitched on the east are set out. When you sound short blast the second time, the camps pitched on the south are set out. Short blasts are to be sounded for them to set out. When calling assembly together, you are to sound long blasts, not short ones. The sons of Aaron the priest are to sound the trumpets. Your use of these is a permanent statute throughout your generations. When you enter into battle in the land against your adversary who is attacking you, sound short blasts on the trumpets, and you will be remembered before Lord your God, and be saved from your enemies. You are to sound the trumpets over burnt offerings and your fellowship sacrifices on your joyous occasions, your appointed festivals, and the beginning of each of your months. They'll serve as a reminder for you before your God. I am the Lord your God. I just realized I have forgotten to... No, Google. Okay, so now with one of my family broadcast, you should not hear it. From Sinai to Paran. During the second year, in the second month, on the 20th day of the month, the cloud was lifted up from the tabernacle of testimony. The Israelites traveled on from the wilderness to Sinai, moving from one place to the next until the cloud stopped in the wilderness of Paran. They set out for the first time according to the Lord's command through Moses. Military divisions of the camp of Judah's descendants with their banner set out first, and Nahshon, son of Amminadab, was over their divisions. Nathaniel, son of Zur, was the tribe of Issachar's descendants, and Eliab, son of Helon, was over the division of the tribe of Zebulun, the descendants. The tabernacle was taken down, and the Gershonites and the Merarites set out transporting the tabernacle. The military divisions of the camp of Reuben, with their banners set out, and Eliezer, son of Shadir, was over their divisions. Shelumiel, son of Surishaddi, was over the divisions of the tribe of Simon descendants, and Eliasaph, son of Deuel, was over the division of the tribe of Gad's descendants. The Kohathites then set out, transporting holy objects. The tabernacle was to be set up before their arrival. Next, the military divisions of the camp of Ephraim's descendants was with their banner set out, and the Elishama, son of Ammihud, was over their divisions. Gamaliel, son of Pedazur, was over the divisions of the tribe of Manasseh's descendants, and Abidin, son of Gideoni, was the division of the tribe of Benjamin's descendants. Military divisions of the camp of Dan's descendants, with their banner set out, serving as a rear guard for all the camps, and Hezer, son of Amishadi, was over the divisions. Pagiel, son of Ochran, was over the division of the tribe of Asher's descendants, and Ahira, son of Anam, was over the division of the tribe of Naphtali's descendants. This was the order of march for the Israelites by their military divisions as they set out. Moses said to Hobab, descendants of Reuel the Midianite, and Moses' relative Marij, we are setting out for the place the Lord promised. I'll give it to you. Come with us, and we will treat you well, for the Lord has promised good things to Israel. But he replied to him, I don't want to go. Instead, I will go on my own land and my relatives. Please don't leave us, Moses said, since you know where we should camp in the wilderness, and you can serve as our eyes. If you come with us, whatever good the Lord does for us, we will do for you. They set out from the mountain of the Lord on the 3-day journey with the ark of the Lord's covenant traveling ahead of them for those 3 days to seek a resting place for them. Meanwhile, the cloud Okay, so it says my connection's messed up. So if this does not work, okay, it says the connection is unstable. So I have my phone right here, but I'm hoping it's not making me have to upload it like that. So if the live stream is messed up and you see that's higher quality but to the side, it means that I had to record on my phone. So yeah. Okay. Meanwhile, the cloud of the Lord was over them by day, and when they set out from the camp. Whenever the ark set out, Moses would say, "Arise, Lord, let your enemies be scattered, and those who hate you flee from your presence." When it came to rest, he would say, "Return, Lord, to the countless thousands of Israel." Complaints about hardship. Chapter 11. Now the people began complaining openly before the Lord about hardship. When the Lord heard, his anger burned, and fire from the Lord blazed among them and consumed the outskirts of the camp. Then the people cried to Moses, and he prayed to the Lord, and the fire died down. So that place was named Taberah, because the Lord's fire had blazed among them. Complaints about food. The riffraff among them had a strong craving for other food. The Israelites once again and said, "Who will feed us meat? We remember the free fish we ate in Egypt, along with the cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. But now our appetite's gone. There's nothing to look at but this manna." Manna resembled coriander seed, and its appearance was like that of bdellium. People walked around and gathered it. They ground it on a pair of grindstones or crushed it in a mortar, and then boiled it in the cooking pot and shaped it into cakes. It tasted like a pastry cooked with the finest oil. When the dew fell on the camp at night, the manna would fall with it. Moses heard the people, family after family, weeping at the entrance of their tents. The Lord was very angry. Moses was also provoked. So Moses asked the Lord, "Why have you brought such trouble on your servant? Why are you angry with me? And why did you burden me with all these people? Did I conceive all these people? Did I give them birth so that you should tell me, carry them at your breast, and a nanny carries a baby to the land where you swore to give to their fathers? Where can I get meat to give all these people? For they are weeping to me. Give us meat to eat, so I can't carry all these people by myself. They are too much for me. If you're going to treat me like this, please kill me right now if I found favor with you, and don't let me see my misery anymore." 70 elders anointed. The Lord answered Moses, "Bring me 70 men from Israel known to you as elders and officers of the people. Take them to the tent of meeting and have them stand there with you. Then I'll come down and speak with you. I'll take some of the Spirit who is on you and put the Spirit on them. They will also help bear the burden of the people so that you do not have to bear it by yourself. Tell the people, concentrate yourselves in readiness for tomorrow, and you'll eat meat because you wept in the Lord's hearing. Who viewed us meat? We were better off in Egypt. The Lord will give you meat, and you will eat. You'll eat not for 1 day, not for 2 days, or 5 days, or 10 days, or 20 days, but for a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils, becomes nauseating to you, because you objected to the Lord who is among you, and wept before him. Why did we ever leave Egypt?" But Moses replied, "I'm in the middle of a people with 600,000 foot soldiers, yet you say, I'll give them meat, and they'll eat for a month. If flocks and herds were slaughtered for them, would they have enough? Or all the fish in the sea were caught for them, would they have enough?" So the Lord answered Moses, "Is the Lord's arm weak? Now that you'll see whether or not what I promised you will happen." Moses went out and he told the people the words of the Lord. He brought 70 men from the elders of the people and had them stand around the tent. Then the Lord descended in a cloud and spoke to him. He took from the Spirit that was on Moses and placed the Spirit on the 70 elders as the Spirit rested on them. They prophesied, but they never did it again. 2 men had remained in the camp, one named Eldad and the other Medad. The Spirit rested on them. They were among those listed, but had not gone out to the tent, and they prophesied in the camp. A young man ran and reported him to Moses. Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. Joshua, son of Nun, assistant to Moses since his youth, responded, Moses, my Lord, stopped them. But Moses asked, Are you all jealous on my account? If only the Lord's people were prophets, and the Lord would place his spirit on them. Then Moses returned to the camp along with the elders of Israel. Quail in the camp. A wind sent from the Lord came up and blew quail in from the sea, dropping them all around the camp. They were flying 3 feet off the ground for about a day's journey in every direction. The people were up all day and night and all the next day gathering the quail. One who took the least gathering 50 bushels, and they spread them out all around the camp. While the meat was still between their teeth, before it was chewed, the Lord's anger burned against the people, and the Lord struck them with a very severe plague. So he named the place Kibroth Hattava, because there buried all the people who had craved the meat. From Kibroth Hattava, the people moved to Hazeroth and remained there. Miriam and Aaron rebel. Chapter 12. Miriam and Aaron criticized Moses because the Cushite woman he married, for he had married a Cushite woman. They said, Does the Lord speak only through Moses? Does he not also speak through us? The Lord heard it. Moses was a very humble man, more so than anyone on the face of the earth. Suddenly the Lord said to Moses, Aaron and Miriam, you 3 come out of the tent of meeting. So the 3 of them went out. Then the Lord descended in a pillar of cloud, stood at the entrance of the tent, and summoned Aaron and Miriam. When the 2 of them came forward, he said, Listen to what I say. If there is a prophet among you from the Lord, I will make myself known to him in a vision. I will speak with him in a dream. Not so with my servant Moses. He is faithful, and all my household I speak with him directly, openly, and not in riddles. He sees the form of the Lord. So why were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? The Lord's anger burned against them, and he left. As the cloud moved away from the tent, Miriam's skin suddenly became deceased from settling snow. When Aaron turned toward her, he saw that she was deceased, and said to Moses, My Lord, please don't hold against us on the sin we foolishly committed. Please don't let her be like a dead baby, whose flesh is half eaten away when he comes out of her mother's womb. Then Moses cried out to the Lord, God, please heal her. The Lord answered Moses, If her father had merely spit in her face, wouldn't she remain disgraced for 7 days? Let her be confined outside the camp for 7 days. After that she may be brought back in. So Miriam was confined outside the camp for 7 days, and the people did not move on that until Miriam was brought back in. After that the people went out from Hazeroth and camped in the wilderness of Paran. I'm just looking to see. Okay, so I got about a page and a half left, but these pages are a little bit shorter because these have a lot of stuff in the study Bible part talking about it. Because some pages like the full page, and some parts like half a page, and then the other half is talking about what they think it might mean. So chapter 13, scouting out Canaan. The Lord spoke to Moses, Send men to scout out the land of Canaan I am giving you to the Israelites. Send one man who is a leader among them from each other's ancestral tribes. Moses sent them from the wilderness of Paran at the Lord's command. All the men were leaders in Israel. These were the names: Shammua, son of Sakar, from the tribe of Reuben; Shaphat, son of Uri, from the tribe of Simon; Caleb, son of Jephunneh, from the tribe of Judah; Igael, son of Joseph, from the tribe of Issachar; Hosea, son of Nun, from the tribe of Aram; Palti, son of Refuge, from the tribe of Benjamin; Gadi, son of Sadi, from the tribe of Zebulun; Gadi, son of Susi, from the tribe of Manasseh, from the tribe of Joseph; Amiel, son of Gemali, from the tribe of Dan; Sether, son of Mitchell, from the tribe of Asher; Nabi, son of Bopsi from the tribe of Naphtali, Yeel son of Machi from the tribe of Gad. These were the names of the men Moses sent out to the land, and Moses renamed Hoshi son of Nun, Joshua. When Moses sent out them to scout out the land of Canaan, he told them, "Go up in this way, then go up to the hill country. See what the land is like, and whenever the people who live there are strong or weak, few or many, is the land they live in good rap? Are the cities they live encampments or fortifications? If the land is land fertile or unproductive? Are there trees in it or not? Be courageous. Bring back some of the fruit from the land. It was the season for the first ripe grapes." So they went up and scouted the land from the wilderness of Sin, as far as Rehob near the entrance of Hamath. They went up through Negev and came into Hebron, where Ahiman, Shishah, and Talmai, descendants of Anak, were living. Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. When they came into the valley of Eshcol, they cut down a branch with a single cluster of grapes, which was carried on a pole by 2 men. They also took some pomegranates and figs. That place was called the valley of Eshcol, because the cluster of grapes the Israelites cut there. And at the end of 40 days, they returned to scattered land. And the Canaanites lived by the sea along the Jordan. Then Caleb quieted the people in the presence of Moses and said, "Let's go up now and take possession of the land, because we can certainly conquer it." But the men who had gone up with him responded, "We can't attack the people because they're stronger than we are." So he gave a negative report to the Israelites about the land they had scouted. The land that they passed through to explore is one that devours its inhabitants. And all the people we saw in there are men of great size. We even saw Nephilim there. Descendants of Anak came from Nephilim. To ourselves we seemed like grasshoppers. We must have seemed the same to them. So that's all for today. Somewhat shorter one, I guess. I don't really know exactly what that means at this point. But it starts out talking about the 2 silver trumpets that they blast. It's just a permanent statute to other generations that I'm trying to read. The Lord of God would save them from their enemies, and it's like a constant reminder of that. And then talking about their journey when they went from the wilderness of Sinai to the wilderness of Paran. And they kept on complaining about all the hardships and the food, and just kept on complaining over and over again about how Egypt was better. And so God's anger burned against them, and Moses was talking about to God how he didn't want to take on that hardship alone, and so he anointed 70 elders to spread out, and then God gave them quail in the land because they're complaining about wanting food. And then it said, while the meat was still in their teeth before it was chewed, the Lord's anger burned against the people, and the Lord struck them with a very severe plague, saying to name the place Kibroth Hattaavah, because they buried all the people who created the meat, which is an interesting one. And then Miriam and Aaron rebelled against the Lord because God actually talked to Moses, but he never talked to them. And then he said that there's a prophet among you. Then he talked to them in a vision in their sleep, but he talks to Moses directly and not in riddles, and because he was a very humble and listening person that was very obedient. And then he struck down Miriam and made her skin like infected with bad disease that was making all her skin turn white. And then she had to stay out of the camp for 7 days. And then they started scouting out Canaan, and they said they kept on going on names for where they came from, but they said like the Canaan was way stronger than them, and to them they must have seemed like grasshoppers. So yeah, that's all for today. And yesterday I was right about saying when I push end stream it takes a little bit, and so that is all for today. So remember, God loves you. Goodbye.